Zip 'em up.
Hey, yo, what it is, it's Young Casey Veggies. You now tuned in with the Legit Bag Podcast with my boy, K. Dean. Swag.
What up,
Zip
though?
'em
It's
up.
K. Dean. You tapped in a Legit Bag Podcast Radio. I'm keeping it Midwest, but I'm reporting live from the West Coast on Live 365. Free 80s.
Zip 'em up.
Casey,
Yes, sir.
what's good with you, man?
Yes,
You all right?
sirski. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, you know, not much,
chilling.
chilling,
Yeah.
enjoying LA. You know how that goes. It's a
Vibes.
privilege to be out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how long you been out here, man?
Shoot, I lived out here since like 2017, man.
Okay.
So, you know, good 3-4 years under my belt out here. I could say I'm a vet, something
Yeah.
like that.
Shout out to Michigan, man. We got a lot of love for Michigan.
Of
you know what I'm
course,
saying?
of
You know,
course.
y'all got the wave right now in the rap game. Y'all going crazy.
Or so I've heard.
Yeah. We got something going over there, man.
Yeah. So you originally from LA. I'm in your backyard, man, and all
Yeah.
that. You know, it's great to come through. I heard you know, you played a little bit of basketball in your
yeah,
day, man.
Yeah, I got a little bit of skills.
Were you nice or what?
I got some skills. I was on JV, like 10th grade. I played JV.
Okay.
11th grade, I was on varsity.
Yeah.
I didn't get like crazy playing time, but I definitely, you know, I contributed to the team for
Contributed.
sure. Yeah,
I
shout
heard
out
you was
Coach
nice.
Roy. My coach, Coach Roy, he coached for Paul Pierce.
A word?
When
Okay.
Paul Pierce went to Inglewood High, so when I went to Inglewood, we had the same coach. He is super dope basketball coach for sure.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of dope players. Few players went to college, went crazy. But yeah, we had a good team. My brother was on the team. Shout out Corey Jones.
Yeah.
He was out
yeah.
there killing them,
Wow.
playing
Wow.
point guard, two guard. So I get out there and play the one or play the three, but my handles wasn't all the way crazy. But it's like
Yeah.
I had the defense, I had all that. I could take you to the rack, but you know I had to work on my handles for sure.
Got you. That's what's up, man. That's
Yeah.
good to hear, man. I like LA, man, because you get, you know, a lot of culture out here, right? And you get a lot of special people. And you know, I'm definitely tapped into the music scene out here, but I like to read too.
Yeah.
There's this book that I'm tapped in with called you know, Truth for Change
Oh yeah.
by
yeah.
Joe Jones. You know
Yeah.
anything about it?
Yeah, that's my pops, man. That's
Yeah.
my dad. I just posted about it on my page.
Hmm.
He just dropped his first book. This dropped like a few weeks ago.
Right.
And this is something he's been working on for like a year, couple years. Like he been having it in his mind. And you know, my dad, he was an ex-police officer. A lot
Right.
of people don't know that, but he also used to bodyguard for Jay-Z, for Nas, Tupac, like Suge Knight around that time. So he just got a long history in like, you know, in that type of stuff and security. He had his own security company and stuff like that. So just the stuff he saw like as an officer and like the message he trying to send just to change, you know, he wanted to change the world. And I really appreciate him for that because he really standing up for a lot of people that's like scared to say it. So he wanted to write a book about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I respect
yeah.
that. Because I told him like, man, you got to be careful. Like there's certain stuff you trying to say in these books and like, you know, the message you trying to send, you got to make sure, you know, nobody, you know, will hate you for that. But at the same time, he don't care. He just wanted to spread like some positive energy for like, it's definitely like a pro-black type of book, but like, it's like just speaking on like his truth. Because he's basically saying whatever your truth is can like change the world. So that's like his organization is called Truth for Change. And then his book is like based on his experience like as an LAPD officer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a little bit more to that too from, you know, what I was reading. I read into a little bit of it, and I mean, I haven't made that purchase on Amazon yet,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna definitely, you know, read
Yeah.
it. But one thing that was really interesting that you know kind of caught my eye is like first to the scene of the OJ crime scene he was a part of.
Yeah, he was an LAPD officer.
Right, and
yeah.
and it looked like there were 4 other major events in our society that he was just saw firsthand and was like
Yeah.
first to respond to.
like the scandal that happened back in the day. He
Yeah, a
knew a
bunch of
lot
them.
about that. And just a lot of his ex co-workers, and he had probably crooked cops that was his homies, and he didn't know at a certain time. Like
Yeah,
this is like years ago though.
yeah.
So that's just deeper than rap, you know. What I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it definitely is deeper than rap. And there's
Yeah.
2 things that I really stand for on there, which is, you know, police department reform
yeah.
and also, you know, prison reform.
Yeah.
And especially with nonviolent drug offenses is
Yeah.
something that I feel really strong about.
Mhm.
You know, I don't care how much, you know, weight you push. If there was no violence behind it or whatnot,
Yeah.
I don't think that you should be locked away. You know,
Yeah.
that's something that's going to affect generations at the end of the day. You know what I
Most
mean?
definitely.
So Interesting. I'm definitely tap into that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that book is deep. I told my dad I think his book is gonna grow. Like it's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, like as time goes by.
Yeah.
So I told him, I'm like super proud of him for
Definitely.
sure. Like, he killed it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The way I look at you, as a person is somebody that's in tune with themselves, and somebody who's aware of their surroundings. I can hear it in the music, and it just kind of makes sense when you have that kind of background to you,
Yeah. No, most definitely. So
with your father, just with your father and everything like that. It's just like you're an aware individual,
Yeah, I think my third eye is kind of open.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I always just been, I guess the word is like intuitive. Like I got a lot of intuition. Like I'm just like good vibe. I try to have good energy. You know what I'm saying? Like I always just been creative and like just like a dreamer. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just always how I've been. Like, and I just try to keep that same energy. Like since from when I was 14, 13, 12. Like that type of energy. Like I don't ever want to like veer too far off of that. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems like you've been a visionary. You've been in the game. I think you dropped your first mixtape in 2014.
Yeah, 20. Oh, no. It dropped in like 09.
09?
Yeah, Customized Greatly Volume 1 was my first mixtape. I was 14 years old.
Oh, 14 years old.
I was 14 years old.
Got you, my bad.
Yeah, so that dropped like when I was young. I met Tyler, the Creator, when I was 13. He was doing his thing. He had just moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
He was living in Sacramento at the time.
Okay.
Me and Tyler, we met on MySpace.com.
Wow.
Literally, like just talking to each other. He had music up on his page. I had music on my page. So we just hit each other up. I was like, you dope, bro. And he hit me like, yo, shit dope too, blah, blah, blah. He like, I'm about to move to LA because he was living with his mom in Sacramento. Because he never really, hung with his dad. He talks about he never met his dad too much when he was younger. So he moved with his grandma. His grandma literally lived like down the street from me.
Yeah.
And we just linked up.
Wow.
And then my first mixtape is called Customized Gravity Volume 1. He did the cover art for it and all that.
Wow, okay.
But he's on there rapping with me. Like I got a lot of other artists on there, like my cousin who I started rapping with. I was literally 13, 14. And I was writing this mixtape like all throughout the summer from like, imagine a kid going from 8th grade to 9th grade, but that mixtape is like what I wrote.
Wow.
All through the summer, like beginning of 9th grade.
Is that right?
And then I'd go to the studio like on the weekend. My mom would take me. I'd use my lunch money. You know what I'm saying? I'd save up money and then go buy studio time. And then from there, I made that mixtape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
14 years old, I dropped it.
You had the vision probably at that age that you knew what you wanted to do. Yeah. And I think one thing when I look at you, I mean, you have a lot of work. You know what I mean? You have a big, a plethora of music at the end of the day. And it seems like when I encounter people like that, they know what they want to do at a young age, and they have the work ethic and the passion behind it, which is what I can kind of, tell that you've had, Yeah.
It's definitely a rare case. I feel like a lot of it was no young rappers in LA when I started. Like, even when Tyler started Our Future, when there was certain people coming out, we had YG. He was killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was signed to Def Jam when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you were closest to Tyler.
Yeah, like Tyler, I met Dom when I was 16, Dom Kennedy. Mm-hmm. I met Nipsey Hussle when I was 16.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all these artists I met, Kendrick Lamar, I got him on my album when I was in 11th grade.
Right.
Like me and him was already doing music together, you know what I'm saying? He was still K-Dot. So I've been like linking up with all these LA artists like since I was young. You know what I'm saying?
What is Kendrick up to these days? It seems like Kendrick is crazy low.
Yeah, I haven't even talked to him. Yeah, he's just like low key.
Yeah.
Not too into the fame. It seems like he don't want too much spotlight. And I feel him. A lot of artists, it's rare where your artists will get that much attention and not really want the attention. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it goes. But I respect it.
Does he still live in LA, or he's not Kanye West like out in Wyoming or anything like that? Right?
I'm sure he is. He with raising his family and stuff.
Okay.
He got a wife and all that, so he doing his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went on tour with Mac Miller.
Yeah.
At one point.
Mac Miller. My
Rest
brother.
in peace, by the way.
That's my dog, man. I went on he brought me on my first tour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was in 12th grade. And,
yeah.
I had dropped this album called Sleeping in Class.
Got you.
And then he hit me on Twitter. One day he hit me like, yo, this album is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
he like, this shit crazy. He like, I want to bring you on tour. Like, he
Wow.
literally DM'd me this. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you dope. I had, honestly, when he hit me, I didn't even really know who he was like that. Like, I was looking at his page, checking him out. I'm like, damn, this kid is nice. Like, he dope.
Right.
He popping. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He already had songs and, you know what I'm saying, videos going up. He had that Kids mixtape
The
out.
Kids. I was going to say, was that around the Kids time?
That's when that dropped.
Right.
Like, literally right around that time. So, I'm talking to him. I'm checking out Kids. That's when I started listening. I'm like, he a dope.
Yeah.
Dude, he actually brought me on tour. Like, I literally, like, missed 2 weeks of high school to go on tour with.
Oh man, you had to miss 2 weeks to go on tour, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds rough.
Principal signed off on
it. Signed off? You got to sign off on it.
Principal signed
That's how I know LA cool as hell.
Yeah. They signed off on it. So boom, I left school 2 weeks. That was the dopest shit ever. I was happy.
Bet.
I'm like, damn, I get to leave school. I'm like, this crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the principal not tripping. I left school for like 9 days. Or
Wow.
We did 8 shows. It was a West Coast run.
Oh, really?
Yep. It was we did like Portland, all West Coast shows. Then that went so good that he like, man, you been rocking. He like, we did a song called "Can I Live" on that tour.
Yeah, of course.
It's on my project.
Yeah, of course.
Sleeping in Class.
Uh-huh.
So we recorded that in the hotel while we was on tour. And that shit was a surreal moment. Like, just, he was already living a life. I was in school still. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just just to imagine that, like, I'm inspired by him because he's like already doing it at such a high level. Like, he's already doing his own West Coast. Like, I was doing stuff like that, but I was still in school. You feel me? I wasn't all the way popping like that. I'm more underground still.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He was like breaking through. So it was just like a special time. But after the first West Coast tour, he like, yo, the tour went so good. He like, I want to bring you on another tour, bro.
Right.
He like, I'm doing another tour for my next album. He like, I want to bring you.
Wow.
And I'm like, for sure. I'm like, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
But keep it real, I didn't even think he was gonna hit me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect him to really like tap back in with me.
Right.
So boom, I graduated high school. Literally, like 3 weeks after I graduated high school, I already had a tour with Mac Miller.
Wow.
3 months.
Wow.
We did 66 shows.
It was that big.
That big. Everything sold out. Blue Slide Park tour.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's amazing. That's a great experience,
like
right there.
One of the biggest. Like, it was like the most life-changing thing. One of the most life-changing things that ever happened to me.
I bet.
For sure. Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole, now with, you could say we're coming out of, the coronavirus thing, but one thing I do miss, and I feel for artists, is the fact that shows have been absent for the past year, for the most part. And even now you see them scheduled to like October maybe, and then, we're going to be out in LA in November and all that.
A lot of these shows were already booked. So,
Right. Sucks, right?
Yeah, like they had to get postponed and shit like that.
Yeah. So.
Nah, that's unfortunate for sure. Everybody got their ups and downs. People work 9 to 5s and they downplays, but we a lot of artists definitely had to go through it, but that's why you got to save your money up for times like, the rainy days.
Of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or leverage other people's money, right?
Nah, for real.
But, I mean, you're a guy who, wakes up and checks his platforms and all that, and there's millions of views on there. Here and there. I look at one and I mean 18 million. I was just kind of scanning through here.
Which one, Tied Up?
Yeah.
That was the biggest one.
Okay.
I just got a text that record is about to be platinum. So it's already went gold, obviously.
Wow.
But it's been about 4 or 5 years since it came out.
Right.
And that'll be my first platinum plaque.
Wow.
So it's still growing. Like, it's getting crazy streams every week. That song still gets. I got songs that still get crazy numbers, you know what I mean? But that song is like my biggest song.
Doesn't surprise me, man.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me.
Shout out Days Loaf. Shout out Kane Beats.
Yeah. I was gonna say you tapped in.
Shout out everybody that was involved with that record.
You tapped in with Detroit off of that then. You know what I mean?
Days Loaf, she came in and went crazy on that. She's definitely a Detroit legend. And for all the female artists, she's like the start of that wave. Like, for a lot of female artists.
Yeah.
And a lot of people probably don't give her that credit, but she definitely a legend.
Definitely. Would you say that song has like a global presence to it? Are you seen other countries tap in or?
Yeah, I mean, I seen a lot of like the female audience tap in on that song. It was on HBO Girls. and just bigger than that, it just caught different, like all different varieties of people, like all ethnicities could relate to that song. You know what I'm saying? For the ladies, like it was more like a young love song. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily my sound though. That's one thing I feel like it almost could have hurt my career a little bit because it was a big song. Like I said, it's about to be platinum, but as an artist, I'm big on like integrity and just like telling your story and like keeping that message alive. I feel like that song was like what the label wanted.
Got you.
But it was also something that was true to me. Like my verses and what I'm saying is true to me. But like the beat wasn't necessarily like my sound. You know what I'm saying? If I'm standing up for like a hip hop fan base and I got fans that love this hip hop shit, they love different stuff. You know, I try to come different and make the hits for the label. But sometimes it's like it can be like a disconnect.
Right.
So
how were you hands on at all creatively with the video, or was that just kind of?
Yeah, I was a little hands on. I let the director kind of run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I let the directors run with it a little bit. Like on Backflip, I had a lot of input. On the Backflip video.
Yeah.
Sometimes the directors have a vision, and then sometimes they kind of need a little direction. But most of the time, you want to depend on your directors to have that vision. You know.
You seem like you're pretty hands-on creatively with a lot of the videos from what I kind of,
Especially,
see.
Yeah, coming up, like all my early videos, yeah, like for sure. Like,
yeah.
You know, I got a video called Faces, like a few other videos that I definitely mapped out the whole thing. Like we just went out there and had fun, picked a few locations. But when I look at them, I go back, I'm like, damn, this is actually a dope video,
That's cool.
Dope visual, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I got some cool videos. I'm trying to elevate with the visuals, keep going. I got a lot of dope ideas. I'm trying to take it to another level for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. It seems like when you're like on your grind, you can catch like new waves even kind of before they happen. And I feel like, of course, being, out here, you growing up here, seems like you caught that YG wave real early.
Yeah. Like in what way you mean?
Just like his come up, and I think I was reading you had a lot to do with that second mixtape. What was it, 4 Fingers?
Oh yeah, I was on that. I was on one of those 400 Degrees. Me and YG got a lot of work actually. We met. Like I said, I was already a fan of his music when I was in high school, so I was already seeing his way, what he was doing. We linked up, you know what I'm saying? And we will always see each other around here and there. Then we finally linked on a few songs. We got a crazy song on one of his projects. It's like an LA classic. Like it's like a real high school LA classic called Blunted. It's called Blunted. It was me, him, and the homie City on that song. And that one was going crazy around this. That was like one of my biggest features, like when I was coming up, like when I was young. And then from there, we linked up. We did Backflip with I Am Sue, and that one went crazy.
Susie like, 6-speed.
Yeah, shout out my bro I Am Sue. That was a top 40 urban radio record.
Yeah,
it was breaking Atlanta. It was breaking New York. Like everybody was fucking with it. It was going crazy. They still play it in the club in LA.
I like
all
that
around.
Yeah,
but it's like a classic for sure, like an LA classic. But yeah, YG always been a brother to me for sure, and he definitely carrying the torch for LA. I like what he's doing.
That's what's up, man. It seemed like he's kind of gotten a little bit low. You know what I mean? Like
he got his clothing he doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
He probably ain't been dropping as much music, but he got his artists. He got clothing lines. Like,
yeah.
He more in like CEO mode.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. Seems like you've been tapped in with Wiz for quite some time too. I was looking back, I was like, wow.
I met Wiz around like right after I met Mac. I met Mac Miller first, and when I was in high school,
they were both on like Rostrum Records.
I was a fan of Wiz, like you know what I'm saying. Like
too.
Keep it real, like even when I met Mac, I was a fan of Wiz already. You know what I'm saying? He was like the man at the time, killing shit. So when I eventually met him all the way, like face to face, it was all love. Like he was a super humble, chill, like showing me love, all type of love. Then he started calling me vegetables, Veginator. Wiz the only person he like, Veginator, what's the deal? Veggie man.
Yeah.
That's my dog. Nah. Then he also brought me on tour as well. I went on tour with Snoop and Wiz on the High Road tour.
I remember that one.
Yeah. Even they both showed me love on tour, and Wiz always welcomed me with open arms, for sure.
I mean, I've been tapped in with Wiz for a long time. I mean, I was one of the ones that was on Dat Piff, like refreshing the screen when like Cushion Orange Juice came out. Yeah. Like, I had to hit that refresh.
He kept it solid. I think without no Wiz, the rap game is definitely different. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He came in and put his stamp on the game for sure. And Yeah, I rock with Wiz heavy.
What's it like being in the studio with Wiz? I mean, I'm sure it's probably like hard to
Vibe.
breathe in there, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was the only feature on his last on Royal Highness.
I saw that.
Royal Flyness.
I mean, he has to be tapped in, which you have.
That project was crazy, but I was the only feature on that. I remember just them sessions, being around Wiz like definitely it's vibes all day. Yeah. It's good vibes for sure.
The one song I like with you and Wiz is like that real West Coast feel to it called "Show Off."
That one was crazy. Yeah.
What can you tell me about it?
Because that one I never put on any project. It was like a single.
Yeah.
But that song was crazy. Like I think we did that like right after the tour. Like I came to his crib. We did that at his crib.
Yeah.
And that's why it was a special vibe because we was just vibing. And then we knocked out like 2 songs, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He did a hook for me. Then he did that other song, Paper Cuts, that I just dropped.
Yeah.
We did both of them songs around the same time.
Okay.
I've been holding on to that for a while, and I just finally put it out. And then
how long you hold music for?
Like that song that I just dropped with Wiz, I held on to that probably like 2 years.
Wow.
Like a year and a half. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sitting.
That's good. I like the video in that Show Off too.
Yeah, Show Off, that video. Shout out Kenneth Wynn. He killed that video.
Yeah.
I almost like we both directed that together. But yeah, that was a special vibe. You know, we just came out, went crazy. Like I was figuring out a lot of stuff around that time, like what I wanted to do musically, what I was doing with the label. But Wiz was rocking with me. He supported me on that song. That shit went crazy.
I like club videos. Like I feel like they don't never really get.
Yeah, we was in the club. It was like vibe.
That's like dope.
And all that. One thing I said about that video, it was like a day in the life. It wasn't like we planned it. It was like we was at the bowling alley, then we was at the club. We got some footage. Like we just put all the footage together. Like made it make sense.
It's like a organic, and that's a word that you like.
That video is one of those ones.
Yeah,
super organic.
Yeah. Those things that just naturally come about. That's what's up, man.
That video fly.
Getting into another LA guy. You know, I see also that you go way back with Dom, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
Did you have anything to do with the Yellow album?
No, I actually wasn't on that album, but I was around him a little bit when he was creating that one. And that was a special moment for sure.
That's one of them hip hop gems, by the way.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite albums from bro. And I'm on a lot of his albums, but that album I'm not on, that was one of them ones.
I mean, you got Ross on there, you got Kendrick on there. That's a real
that We Boss song, that shit crazy. Yeah, you got some shit.
5.0 conversations.
Get Home Safely though, that's probably that album is wow. Yeah, Dom got some crazy moments. We got some crazy new songs too.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
He about to drop that From the West Side with Love 3.
Oh.
Yeah, that shit.
When does that drop? You want to give a preview?
I'm not sure. He about to drop soon.
Mm-hmm. You seem like I would just say like you seem like you're like the leader of this this culture in LA that how do I put this? The LA, I feel like the culture out here right now is kind of, looking for that voice, right? And you seem to be one of the voices of the new school. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think I talked to the homies about that a lot, and people tell me that like you didn't put a lot of, not like to say put people on. I don't even like to say I put people on but it is what it is in certain aspects. But just a gatekeeper, like I'd been brought like trying to connect dots, like and piece things together. Like I see something before it happens. Like my producer Mike always tell me that like you be knowing like who gonna be hot, like what's gonna happen next, or like like you know what I'm saying. Yeah. But I didn't help the artists out like just from doing features and whatever I can do. I always been like open to helping people, like showing love. Like even when I was young, fresh, and hot in the game, like I was still like showing love to other artists, like trying to like just how Mac brought me on tour, like I try to reciprocate that energy, like you know what I'm saying, and just keep it going.
You've been really consistent. Like when I say consistent, of course you put out a lot of music, a lot of good music, but I feel like you've stayed true to yourself and you're that same person. Yeah, it's really authentic. Yeah,
most definitely. I mean, I got a lot of material. I think it was a couple years like after I dropped my first album, that I kind of like, I was doing a lot of shows. I dropped the tape. I was dealing with record label drama. and like figuring out, getting on the same page with them, that's probably the only time I kind of like, it took me a couple years to like get over that. Like,
got you.
get over that hump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I came back, I dropped Organic in 2019. But I would keep it real to say like 2017 and 18 is like when I was just dealing with like, I was making music. You know how I'm creating, but I'm not like grinding as I'm like moving the way I should to be like a superstar, like the artist I'm supposed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how people be chasing fame, or some people like they in it for the limelight.
Right.
I kind of let go of that like for a couple years.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Real artist at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's why I say, like, I feel like your music has that passion in it, and I feel like you're a guy that just, you know, if it doesn't come down to money at the end of the day, you wouldn't be rapping if you don't do it all for a check.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it.
No, for real. I mean, I just told people this. I didn't spend so much money making music.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of artists would take that money and they'll go the cheap route when it comes to making the music. Then they'll take that money and go buy a chain or go buy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just spent chain budgets on recording. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put the money into like the music, so I feel like it's gonna pay off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That seems to be that Nip Hustle message, you know, invest back into yourself, invest into your block and all that. That seems a trend. That seems to be the trend that you LA guys kind of got going out here, right?
I mean,
it's pretty consistent.
I mean, yeah, we trying to keep it going. You know, we definitely got to stay consistent. We know we need some more activity out here. We got some dope artists though, dope people. We got some heavyweights too out here. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody needs to set the example for the rest of everybody, right? I mean, it's always been
a lot
you guys.
of other cities that's working hard too right now. That's why I can't just say like we killing it or we working the hardest, but we got to turn up for sure. But yeah, you know, we definitely got some consistency. We got a lot of dope artists, a lot of good energy out here.
How do you feel about when people say we about to bring the coast back? Like, where did it go?
I feel like that's been done a couple like different times, different eras.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I feel like Game brought the coast back in his era. Like, his decade, he brought the West back. Before that, Snoop brought the West back.
Right
after Game, Nip brought the West back. But we all did too. Me, Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Boom. And now we got new artists, you know, coming out. Mm-hmm. It's like a never ending cycle. But I don't think, you know, it depends. Like, cause I feel like when me, Kendrick, when we all came out, the West was really dry. Like, it wasn't nothing going on. We had Game, we had Nipsey. Nipsey had a deal. He got out of his deal. We didn't have no popping artists like that from LA. We had Glasses Malone. You know, I can name what was going on. Like, it wasn't that much going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we all came out, it was like we created a whole new energy for LA rap. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm happy to feel like I opened doors for a lot of other artists, even if they don't give me the credit I deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like what we did in that era, like all the artists that was part of that, not just me, definitely created lanes for the whole future of LA rap for sure.
I agree with you, definitely. You got a lot to do with it. And I think there's like a lot of stuff that I maybe don't know. Like, I feel like you've written for a lot of guys. Well, what is that in hip hop, man? I can't understand it. It's like when it's almost like you got to keep who you write for on the hush, and it's like not acceptable to really talk about. Well, how do you feel about that?
It depends. I mean, a lot of artists get help on hooks.
Yeah.
And people be open about that. Like,
right.
You know, like people be talking about how Drake would have writers, but Drake one of the biggest artists in the world. So it's like he delivers the song at a way nobody can deliver it.
Yeah.
Maybe he might get help on a few lines. Hey, whatever. Maybe a whole verse. I don't know. That's like whatever. But it's like at the same time, it's more about the performance. You know what I mean? Like, we know, you know, people, you know, like a lot of stuff people be talking about be personable. Like, you would have to talk to a person and they'll have to know how you feel to write for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's still your feelings and your thoughts, even if somebody helps you put it together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really judge. You know what I'm saying? If you just letting somebody write your whole album, that's different. It's like, damn, bro. Like, but if you got the voice and the flow and you got that pocket, like female artists, they don't write a lot of their music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they put their input in, but it's more about the image and the whole delivery. Mm-hmm. Like Cardi B, she got hits that people probably wrote for her, but it don't matter. It's like they wouldn't have delivered it like she would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Have you written a hit for somebody?
Nah.
Nah.
Probably not a hit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't wrote some vibes. Like
Yeah.
I didn't been a part of some shit, but I wouldn't say I just wrote a hit for another artist. Like,
got you.
You know
Not
saying?
yet. See, I got you. But one of your recent songs, man, Foreign Coops.
Yeah.
I really like that song.
Crazy.
I really like that song. So you a car guy, huh?
Yeah. It was kind of. I've grown to be.
Yeah.
I just called it that because my first car was an Audi coupe. So I just thought I was cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I was 18, like I bought that car. I got my deal when I was 18 and I bought the Audi A5. So I was like, that just always been something that stuck with me, like a coupe. I always wanted a coupe, but that was a cool coupe. Like I didn't get the Benz thing or the Beamer at the time. The Audi was nice to me. I wanted an Audi. It was like the new hot car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why I called it that. It's just like telling my story, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I love cars as well, just from like being young, just sliding around the city and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I like the message in that song. It was really doing the right thing and leading by example.
Yeah.
And of course stunting, right? But
that's why it's called Foreign Coops, but it's a message there, like you know what I mean.
That was a cool. I saw that vision there. That was real cool.
That video was dope. That was on the deluxe edition for Organic.
Got you.
That song got some love for me. But it's a little slept on. It got a lot of love.
Yeah. Did were you hands on in that video creating that one?
Yeah,
like I could tell.
Isaiah, we just pieced it up.
I could tell.
My boy Causer, we had got that Porsche, and we just rode around the city and just hit a couple spots. And I came up with a few of the shots.
You guys were in Angel Crest, right? It looked like. Did you go up there like?
Yeah,
we
was over by we was riding all like we was like in a valley area. We was like all over on that. Like we was over in the mountains and stuff. We was sliding. We was going crazy. Yeah,
that's what's up.
Valley, a few other spots.
I see you've worked too and collaborated on a project with a guy who I really like, Rocky Fresh.
Yeah. That's my brother.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite songs is a Rocky Fresh song called "God Is Great."
Crazy.
That's got like a supersonic, sound to it.
That shit crazy. Yeah.
Rocky's got a futuristic flow. He's got like a futuristic kind of vision in his music that he puts into his art really well. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, he got a different flow. He got his own sound, his own mindset as an artist. So that's all. He always been a brother to me. I took a liking to him when we first met. You know what I'm saying? And we just grew to be like family in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like when it come to rappers, like he's somebody I can always call and like a brother to me for sure.
Yeah, I like it.
And that's what happened with Fresh Veggies. That's how Fresh Veggies came about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just was doing our thing. We both signed a deal with Puma, and we was like, you know what? Let's just do a tape and let Puma like present it, and it just made sense. And then that was a special moment for sure.
I got a favorite track on there, by the way. I Know Myself.
Yeah. That's on Fresh Veggies too.
Yeah, featuring Susie Six Speed again.
Yeah, that one crazy.
That's like that authentic West Coast kind of bounce to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that joint crazy.
How'd that track come about?
I Am Sue sent me that. Yeah, he had that one done. He made the beat, sent it to me, had the hook verse on there. So I just heard it, did a verse. One day I brought it to Rocky. Like, yeah, we should use this for the project.
Got you.
Rocky got on there and killed it. Yeah. Fresh Veggies too, crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Hotel Suite.
The homie Kev made that beat, my young homie. I was just with him yesterday. That's funny.
Yeah.
Funny you bringing this up. But yeah, that song was cold. We got in the studio. We was in the lab together. Like, not every song on that project we was together when we made. We was doing a lot of emailing back and forth. But that song, you can hear it. It's like the chemistry and the camaraderie. Like, you can hear we was in the booth, damn near in the booth, recording, rapping together on that one. So
it's dope.
Yeah, it came out fresh.
I heard there was a Crazy Girl shout out in there off of La Brea.
Oh, me, yeah.
You like Crazy Girls over there?
Oh, that's one of my favorite ones for sure.
My other favorite one is Sam's downtown, man.
Hopefully
it made it through. Hopefully it made it through coronavirus, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, Sam's. I think they made it through.
Okay,
they made it through, and then Cheetah's back. Cheetah's back open, but yeah, Crazy Girls is like a cool little chill spot.
Surprised we haven't rubbed shoulders in there.
I know, right? It's been closed so long. That's why we would have been seeing each other in there.
In the future, though. In the future.
Selfish.
The record "Selfish." That's hard.
Crazy.
Hard.
Yeah, that beat, Mike and Keys on the beat. They be giving us that real hip hop, that soulful vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that one remind me of that Mos Def, Kanye, that Slum Village. Like
yeah,
that real energy. So
You got a cool feature on there with a guy like out here in LA, 24 Hours.
Yeah, that's my dog.
I like. You got a unique voice.
Yeah, 24. He from Atlanta. He been doing it for a while.
Oh, I thought he was from out here.
This that's Made in Tokyo, brother.
Oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, they dope. They got their own label. 24 Talented. For sure.
Yeah, definitely is. I like it when he come out here and make music,
that's
man.
My dog.
For sure.
Locked in.
He kind of sounds a little bit like T-Fly and Buddy.
He got his own voice. He got vocals. Yeah, they got vocals for sure.
You tapped in with T-Fly out here?
Yeah, me and T-Fly got a lot of songs together.
Yeah,
we got songs that's out right now, like on a lot of his tapes. We even got a song with Nipsey. It's funny because my only song that's out with Nipsey is with T-Fly. Yeah, I got a song in the stash with him, but the only song we ever put out together was on T-Fly project.
Got you. Seems like a lot of people I've been talking to lately got a hard drive with some Nip verses on it. That I mean, that's legendary shit there.
For sure.
To have something like that and just to have the art is crazy. That's like a real piece of history you got. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got one I want to put out, but I got to figure out how we're going to do it. It's me, him, and Bino on the song. Yeah, we got to figure out what we're going to do with it.
I see you tapped in with the homie that's like really kind of on fire right now with that record Never Switch with Larry June.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Never Switch. That one crazy. That was me and Larry's first song, I think.
Really?
Well, we've been talking, linking, chopping it up, a few different times. But that song, yeah, people be rocking with that one.
It seems like he's like kind of caught kind of fire lately.
Yeah, he on fire.
Like now.
He cold. I mean, he stayed consistent.
Yeah.
Bro got his own brand, his own vibe. His music dope. He stayed consistent. And he going crazy.
The Return of the Boy, was that mixtape, album, I mean,
that was
project?
CG4. See, that was like when I dropped my album in 2015. The CG4 Return of the Boy was like my first mixtape back since then. But I was supposed to drop another album, and I was waiting and doing my thing, and I finally, made my mind up to just drop another tape, just to hold people over, and then that was CG4.
That's what's up.
Then I went on tour. I remember around that time I went to Europe with Chris Brown. We went on a 15-city tour. Wow. So I dropped that tape, and then I went on tour with Chris Brown like a couple months.
I was going to ask you about a record on there that one, was it One on One, right?
Yeah, with CB. That was like around that time. He had gave me like 3 songs. Like that song was one of his older songs. But it got leaked a little bit, but he never put it out. But he told me like, do something to it. Like, he let me do something to it. He sent me the session. He like, do something to it. And I just put it out on the tape. Yeah.
You and Chris pretty close ever since that tour?
Yeah, we been locked in for a while.
I heard he throws these like crazy parties up there, man.
He always throwing parties. Yeah, he throw crazy parties.
Yeah,
we didn't party on the tour bus like on the way to San Diego.
Yeah.
We had road trips like to go do shows and shit. Like, it's a party on the way there.
He's for real living legend, man. Just know how long he's been in the game and so consistent with. I mean, walking hit at the end of the day.
Yep.
He can't do any wrong.
He got a cold voice on him.
He can really rap too. I feel like
for sure.
That's where he's like
all
underrated.
Around talented, like crazy. Yeah. His video, he know how to direct videos too, like choreograph, direct. He be going crazy.
How'd you first meet him?
I met CB just through mutual homies, and then like I think we met at the bowling alley just in LA, just riding around Hollywood type shit. And then our homies initially linked us up, and then bro always, showed love. And he brought me on tour. Yeah. That's
what's up.
We about to probably do some new music too. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. There really hasn't been anybody you really haven't worked with. I look at this point. I mean, maybe some OGs, maybe some legends, but I don't know. Behind the scenes if they there. You produce some stuff for them.
I work with a lot of dope artists for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that you want to work with that you got on your bucket list?
I mean, probably some new artists like right now. Like, I mean, obviously I want to work with Kanye and Pharrell. Those two hands down. You know what I'm saying? I would love to work with them. And then when it comes to new artists, there's a lot of South artists that I'm rocking with. There's some Detroit artists I want to work with. You know what I'm saying? Like people from other states and shit.
Yeah.
Roddy Ricch go crazy. I want to work with him too. Yeah, he got some shit. Lil Baby and Gunna.
Of course.
With them two go crazy.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. You mentioned Detroit. You tapped in a little bit there. Anybody got your ear?
Yeah, Babyface Ray go crazy.
Of course.
And then V's, he hard. And there's a few other artists. I know they got Pac-Man out there. They got
Peasy.
Peasy, he's super hard.
Yeah.
Rio, crazy.
Yeah. Free Rio.
Yeah, I know about a few other artists out of Detroit. They got some dope shit out there.
We're about to just take off, man.
Yeah.
But going a little bit back, I think we talked a little bit, earlier about, your Odd Future days.
Yeah.
You still tapped in with the guys? I mean, you guys talk on the regular? I mean, I actually kind of bump into them here and there at Taco, getting a sandwich. I think I rubbed shoulders with Earl Sweatshirt before. I actually think I've seen Damo Genesis here and there.
It's funny, I seen Earl at the strip club. I ran into Earl with some random shit one night. Yeah. I haven't seen this dude in like a year, like 2-3 years. I run into him at the strip club.
Wow.
But he be shaded. I don't really see him too much, but he be doing his thing though for sure. He got a cult fan base. Like he just be, he can pop out whenever he want. He just be chilling. But I see Damo all the time.
Yeah.
Me and Damo more like locked in. Tyler be doing his own thing. I don't really talk as much, but we all locked in. It's all family.
Odd Future caught my ear way back when you guys started, and I thought it was interesting. I just kind of feel like, man, it was just like as soon as like I feel like you guys would release or they would release an album, they would kind of switch lanes really fast and try to do jackass stuff, and stunts and all that type of and being that kind of lane. Would you kind of agree with that? Or
I mean, they had their own wave. Tyler had his own wild way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, like, I respected it. And it worked for him, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I just had my own vision, like what I was trying to do. I would have loved to be all the way. Like, I was the artist that went solo. People know me, like, I was down with Odd Future.
Right.
Then when they kind of blew crazy, I was kind of doing my own thing.
Right.
I went and got my own record deal, dropped my own music, had my own companies, trying to make shit shake. But I would have loved to be down all the way, you know what I mean?
Right.
And take it to that level, but I guess I was just like feeling like I just had my own vision or just trying to do it my own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I kind of felt like you were always like, just your lane was the music.
Not to say I turned down, like I wanted Tyler to help me, like, and work with me more. We could have been more like locked in. You know what I'm saying? Like me and bro together is like Kobe and Shaq almost. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We've been doing it, but I was doing my own thing, and I think that's kind of like why we kind of more distant now, because from that type of time, from that time, but at the same time, we still locked in though.
Yeah.
Like, it's still my brother, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think there'll be like a reunion tour or something like that? Maybe
that would be dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually ran into Haji Beats the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doing good too. He chilling.
What's he been up to? He's had a couple projects. I've always liked his music.
He's just waiting for the right time. He hasn't dropped no music or nothing. Yeah, he got a girl, and so he's doing his thing. Yeah.
Is he out here in LA?
I think he's all like he moved. He got a couple different locations he be in.
I've always liked him as an MC, and of course there's the producer, part to him.
I ain't seen bro in a minute here, but he popped up. But yeah, I mean, everybody in Odd Future seem like they still rocking with each other though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what's up. So
Damo on the new album too.
I noticed also, and we're talking LA culture here. You're on I think Game is actually featured.
Yeah.
On one of your tracks. I forgot
Organic.
Yeah.
It's called Candy.
You weren't on the LAX tour, were you?
No,
you didn't make that one.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
But you did tour with Nip, like you were talking about.
I've done some shows.
Done some shows.
Yeah.
Was there any like real moment or anything that he told you, or any like real conversations?
Yeah, we had plenty of talks in the studio just about being creative and just music and the rap game, the culture, the books, and just marketing and owning your masters. And, and just to he was always into reading. Like he'll preach just to read more. Like you know what I'm saying. Like he taught himself a lot of stuff, and just like almost like Jay-Z would tell people he loved books. And what I mean. Nip was just a visionary. You know what I mean. And he gave me game on just how to market myself. That's what he gave me a lot of game on that, just like marketing, like branding, like kind of like standing up for what you believe you worth, like your worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like not settling for less than what you worth.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. So what's the situation, with you now? Like major label, I see Rock Nation and all that.
I was with Rock Nation 5 years. I was with Epic Records. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I dropped a crazy album with them, but right now I'm more on the independent side.
Mhm.
I got a partnership. I just dropped a project CG5 with Commission Records, but yeah, we figuring everything out. I got a lot of good ideas right now, you know what I'm saying, for what I want to do. So I just want to have fun with it and just have a partner that believe in what I'm doing.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. That's what's up, man. Well, hey, man, just wrapping everything up right now. I
Yeah.
appreciate you coming by to the show and all that.
No, most definitely.
You know, hopefully when you drop a project again, you can come back up. We'll talk about it, man,
No,
for
most
real.
Definitely.
So appreciate you, man.
I appreciate
Definitely.
you, bro. 100. Love.
Zip 'em up.